Very good morning, students. Welcome to online learning program of Alchemy School. Students, we are learning Science of Class 8, chapter number 2, Microorganism, Friend and Foes. Till now we have learned about the nitrogen fixation. That how nitrogen fixation is done by the help of microorganism, that is some bacterias, and how that nitrogen fixation is done into the plants and how the plants are converting it into the useful products for us. Students, today we will learn about the nitrogen cycle, because in the nitrogen cycle also some of the bacteria are helping us, and we all know that nitrogen is present in the highest percentage into the atmosphere, and this is a very useful gas for us. But we are not capable enough to use this nitrogen gas directly from the atmosphere and convert it into useful products. That's why we are taking the support and the help of some microorganisms which are making this process possible for us. So students, this is the nitrogen cycle. Today we are learning about nitrogen cycle, and this is the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen, the chemical formula of nitrogen gas is N2, where N is a symbol of nitrogen and N2 is a nitrogen gas. The amount of nitrogen present into the atmosphere is 78%, which is a maximum percentage among all the gases present into the atmosphere, even higher than the percentage of oxygen also. So that's why we have to utilize this nitrogen for our important purposes. So this nitrogen which is present into the atmosphere, students, lightning means when there is a monsoon season, when there is a heavy rainfall, when there is a thunderstorm, then a kind of severe lightning is created into the atmosphere. What happens because of the lightning? The nitrogen which is present into the atmosphere and the oxygen which is present into the atmosphere, both nitrogen and oxygen will react with each other due to the thunderstorm, due to the lightning, and after the reaction, when the nitrogen and oxygen will react, they will form nitrate and nitrite. And the chemical formula is NO2 is nitrite and NO3 is nitrate. These two products will be formed into the atmosphere during the thunderstorm and during the lightning, when the atmospheric nitrogen will react with the atmospheric oxygen. And what will happen? These NO2 and NO3, this nitrite and nitrate, will with the water fall down on the soil. They will ultimately fall on the soil. Right? And when they will fall on the soil, then the soil will easily able to absorb NO2 and NO3. Soil cannot directly absorb atmospheric nitrogen gas, but soil can absorb the another form of nitrogen gas, that is NO2 and NO3. When the soil will absorb NO2 and NO3, then from the soil that NO2 and NO3, that nitrate and nitrite will be absorbed by the plants. And plants will absorb with the help of the roots, and they will distribute the nitrate and nitrite into the whole plant. And by using that nitrate and nitrite in the plants, plant will convert nitrate and nitrite into the protein. After some reaction, after the food processing, the plants will convert nitrate and nitrite into protein, which I have already told you in the last class during nitrogen fixation. Then what will happen when these plants will make the protein inside the plant body by using these two? Then these plants will be eaten up by the humans and the animals. Then that protein will enter into the animal's body. Now what will happen? The animals will get the nutrition, the humans will get the nutrition. Now after eating the nutrition, after eating the food, when the animals and the humans will digest and when they will release their waste product, when the animals and the humans will release their waste product, or when the animal's body will die, then after the dying, the body start getting decomposed, right? When any body will start getting decomposed, then it will start breaking down into the smaller pieces. During this process, the chemicals which are present into the animal's body and the human's body, they will also break down into the smaller pieces. And when the excretion, when the waste product of animals or the dead body of animals will undergo decomposition in the sense breaking down of the substances or the breaking down of the chemicals and the body into smaller pieces. During the process of decomposition, these nitrogen, which is utilized in the form of protein and enter into the animal's body, when animal's body will degrade, when it will decompose, then the again nitrogen will be coming out and mixed up into the soil. And during the process of decomposition, then again the nitrogen will be released into the atmosphere and go back. So in this way atmospheric nitrogen, due to the process of lightening, will convert into nitrate and nitrite, and then nitrate and nitrite utilized by the plants for the process of making protein. Then the same protein transferred into the animals and the humans when they will eat the plant, and when the animals and humans will die, or when their waste product will go out from their body, then they will undergo some decomposition reactions, and again these waste products will mix into the soil, and in the soil, when the decomposition will go on further, then the breakdown of the chemicals present in the body will take place, and during that process again the nitrogen will be released and go out into the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen gas. So in this way, internal cycle of the nitrogen gets over. Now come on to the outer cycle. I have explained you yesterday that nitrogen fixation in the plants are done by rhizobium bacteria. So what happens? Atmospheric nitrogen will be absorbed by the rhizobium bacteria, and rhizobium bacteria will also convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate and nitrite into the soil, because this process takes place into the root nodules of the leguminous plants. So that's why all the nitrate and nitrite which is converted by rhizobium bacteria from the atmosphere will be present into the soil, because this process is happening into the roots. Then here also from the roots, the plants will absorb the nitrate and nitrite, convert it into protein, and that protein will be transferred to the animals and the human body, because they are eating the same plant. And when the human excreta or the waste products, or when the dead bodies of the humans and the plants will undergo decomposition reaction, then they will again mix into the soil. And when the decomposition will further go on, then due to that reactions which is going on into the decomposition, the some amount of nitrogen in the form of gas again released and go back to the atmosphere. So in this way, the nitrogen cycle gets completed. Why we call it is a cycle? Because the nitrogen is used for all the processes and purposes from the atmosphere, and after converting into protein, after utilizing it as a nutrients in the plants and humans, after decomposition, again the nitrogen go back in the form of gas in the atmosphere. So from where the cycle started, there only the cycle ends up. That's why this is called a cycle. And we are reading about the nitrogen. That's why it is a nitrogen cycle. And we are studying this cycle in the chapter Microorganisms, because many of the parts of this cycle is getting completed by the help of bacteria. And bacteria are the group which is coming under the group of microorganisms. So student, this is all about the nitrogen cycle, and in this chapter nitrogen cycle is very important. So today as a homework you will write the description and the schematic flow of nitrogen cycle. Tomorrow we will do some question answers regarding this chapter, and we will do a short recap. Till now, stay safe, and stay at home. Thank you.